Have you ever used anal beads while playing chess?
2022 delivered us the biggest chess scandal in history. A scandal so big, even Netflix would make a show about it just a few years later. Magnus Carlsen had accused Hans Niemann of cheating after losing in a classical game, and Niemann got banned from every chess tournament and platform there is. Magnus then faced a $100 million lawsuit, while Hans Niemann faced Piers Morgan asking him about anal beads. In this video, we will show you what exactly happened between Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann, and also we will show you why the richest man on the planet, Elon Musk, was part of it. 10 Super GMs were invited to the yearly Sinquefield Cup tournament in St. Louis, Missouri, which is a chess tournament only the best players can attend. The time format is a classical one, which means in this case the players would get 120 minutes to start off, and per move would get another 30 seconds increment on top of that. The players taking part in the 2022 Sinquefield Cup were very known. Every single one of them was popular around the world, which led to a lot of fans watching and following the tournament day by day on various platforms. 5 out of the 10 participants were American. These players were Wesley So, Fabiano Caruana, Levon Aronian, Lenier Dominguez, and Hans Niemann, who was just 19 at that time. And since the tournament is considered an international one, the other 5 players came from all around the world. Alireza Firouzja and Maxime Vachier-Lagrave from France, Jan Nepomniachtchi from Russia, Shahryar Mamedyarov from Azerbaijan, and of course Magnus Carlsen from Norway. Round 1 of the tournament ended in Magnus Carlsen's favor, taking the first place on the leaderboard by winning his game against Jan Nepomniachtchi in just 43 moves. All other games ended in a draw. Round 2 also had decisive results, with Hans Niemann winning against Shahryar Mamedyarov and Jan Nepomniachtchi winning against Alireza Firouzja.
Another victory there for the white pieces, as Jan Nepomniachtchi does put the finishing touches on Alireza Firouzja.
So far so good. Round 3, however, is probably the most famous round in chess history. How could a normal game of chess cause $100 million lawsuit, you may ask? Well, this is what happened. Magnus Carlsen played Hans Niemann. One more important information is that Magnus had the white pieces and Hans Niemann had the black pieces. And if you know chess, you probably also know that black usually plays for a draw in a classical game, and white normally is the one that pushes for a win. And now you have Magnus Carlsen, the greatest chess player of all time, playing the white pieces against Hans Niemann, who at that time had an ELO rating of 2,678. And 2,678 by all means is not a bad rating, but compared to Magnus' rating, it's a whopping 183 points less. So clearly Hans Niemann was never ever going to be the favorite in this game. So understandably, it was a huge surprise when Magnus was showing weaknesses in his setup, and when Hans Niemann was pushing for a win and then actually winning the game. Not only Magnus was shocked, but also the spectators and commentators were shocked.
Hey guys, this is pretty much over.
Yeah, but I don't really see how you don't win from here.
Wow, again, I'm just stunned by Hans, coming in this tournament as clearly the biggest underdog in Sinquefield history.
No one really knew what was going on. It just seemed like Magnus had a bad day, but then there were rumors that Magnus thought Hans was cheating, especially after Magnus tweeted this on Twitter. "I've withdrawn from my tournament. I've always enjoyed playing in the St. Louis Chess Club and hope to be back in the future." A tweet that caused a lot of drama, especially since this tweet was combined with this short clip that Magnus added.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
We had chess streamers and influencers talking about Magnus possibly suspecting Hans of cheating, but no one was really sure. Round 4 then started, and suddenly the security guidelines were more strict than ever, and one thing was clear: the chess world had their eyes on Hans Niemann. Hans Niemann played Alireza Firouzja, who by the way won the tournament, and when Hans Niemann played this move, Queen G3, after a short amount of time, many spectators thought it was a very unnatural move, basically a move only a computer would play. Alireza Firouzja managed to secure a draw, and when he was asked about the move in the interview, this is what he said.
What was your thought process and your psychological reaction when he plays Queen G3? It must have been a move that shocked you.
Yeah, Queen G3 is insane. He played it also very quickly. I think 5 minutes maybe he saw something.
It's insane, and he plays it. And Hans like, oh yeah, it's all normal. It's all just normal. Oh my god.
Now, of course, there was a lot of tension in the air when just a couple days after the Sinquefield Cup, Hans Niemann and Magnus Carlsen were competing in the same online chess tournament. Everyone was eagerly waiting for them to match up, and we did expect a lot of drama. And let's just say, this match definitely delivered some drama, because Hans played white and Magnus Carlsen literally resigned after just one move. Sometimes you don't need words to describe certain situations, and with With Magnus resigning after one move, it was clear to everyone that Magnus had accused Hans Niemann of cheating.
I don't think he cheated in the Singfield Cup, but everything else is still up in the air.
Sorry, Alejandro. I just have to interrupt you because the game started and Magnus has logged off. What has happened?
Magnus has resigned.
Magnus has resigned the game against Hans Niemann.
Yes. At least that's what it says in our transmission.
He made one move and resigned.
Yes. It looks that way.
Yeah, definitely a big statement. And now, you know, he's proved it with his actions, that he's confirming all the rumors and the allegations. And now he needs to make a statement. I'm going to say, you know, he can't just do this.
This is kind of incredible, right? This is not like the Singfield Cup, a third party making a tournament. It's basically his organization's tournament, and he's resigning in protest on move one. Either he knows something that we don't, and this really needs to come to light, or this is incredibly disrespectful.
And since Magnus Carlsen was the guy that accused him of cheating, everyone actually thought Hans Niemann did cheat, although it was never proven. This was Magnus Carlsen's statement after he resigned against Hans Niemann after just one move. At the 2022 Singfield Cup, I made the unprecedented professional decision to withdraw from the tournament after my round 3 against Hans Niemann. A week later, during the Champions Chess Tour, I resigned against Hans Niemann after playing only one move. I believe that cheating in chess is a big deal. When Niemann was invited last minute to the 2022 Singfield Cup, I strongly considered withdrawing prior to the event. I ultimately chose to play. I believe that Niemann has cheated more and more recently than he has publicly admitted. His over-the-board progress has been unusual, and throughout our game in the Singfield Cup, I had the impression that he wasn't tense or even fully concentrating on the game, while outplaying me as black in a way I think only a handful of players can do. Also, Hans Niemann got banned from chess.com, the biggest chess platform in the world, after they had released a very long report about Hans Niemann possibly cheating in more than 100 games. Those were just theories though, and no hard proven facts. However, it was proven that Hans did cheat twice in prize money tournaments when he was 12 and 16, which is why many people fear he still cheats nowadays. You know what they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Now you know when there is drama, there's content creators making videos about it. YouTube was literally flooded with theories on how Hans Niemann could have cheated in an over-the-board tournament in St. Louis. And when Eric Hansen said this on his Twitch stream, the topic wasn't just viral in the small little chess world, no, it was viral in the whole entire world.
An anal bead probably would beat the engine. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, think about it. I don't know. I told you it was a prostate massage, but I'm not an expert at that stuff.
I guess this theory of Hans Niemann using anal beads was funny enough for Elon Musk to tweet about it. Talent hits target no one else can hit. Genius hits target no one can see, cause it's in your butt, by Schopenhauer. And there you have it, a super viral and dramatic scandal. Basically, Hans Niemann was known around the world for being the guy that cheated during a tournament using anal beads. The 19-year-old did not get any further invitations from chess tournaments, and since he was banned on every platform, his future crumbled and it seemed like chess wouldn't be an option for him anymore. Hans of course didn't just accept that, which is why he sued Magnus Carlsen and chess.com for damaging his reputation in a $100 million lawsuit. While Magnus Carlsen was facing this lawsuit, Hans was invited to Piers Morgan's show where he would talk about him cheating and the possibility of him using anal beads as well.
But just to be clear, you didn't cheat?
Of course not. The learning experience was more so the media attacking me and all the, chess world, crashing down on me.
But again, to be clear, on the specific allegation, have you ever used anal beads while playing chess?
Well, your curiosity is a bit concerning, Maybe you're personally interested, but I can tell you no.
Okay, categoric no.
Of course, yes, categorically no.
Look, I didn't make the allegations. I'm just repeating what was put to you at the time.
We never really got a lot of information about the lawsuit, but one thing was clear. Magnus and chess.com clearly did not have enough proof on Hans, which is why they agreed to settle. A very weird turn of events, to be honest, because after the settlement, Hans suddenly was not only unbanned from all platforms, but also was invited to many big online and offline tournaments. Magnus also plays against Hans Niemann again, but they don't really like each other. At least that's the vibe Magnus gives. Hans openly speaks about Magnus, big chess influencers and chess.com, and says that chess.com is a big organization that has puppets like Hikaru Nakamura and Gotham Chess that just help chess.com spread their word and power. Also, Hans has a problem with Hikaru Nakamura because just like many other influencers, Hikaru did make a lot of negative content about Hans without ever knowing if he was actually cheating.
The thing with Hikaru is that I don't have to beat him today. But he's 36. Like, there's going to be a time when Hikaru's sitting in his pineapple shirt and he's just going to have to watch me win tournament after tournament. And he's going to be too old to even compete. Like, my reign is going to last so long. Like, he can't even walk anymore, and I'm still going to be winning. But I think the best part would be, like, when he's just done, and then he has to watch me.
This is what Hikaru said.
The fact is, 3 of the 4 players here are at a certain level. I mean, maybe yesterday didn't go my way, but I think it showed that, you know, that when Hans says all these things, he's just not at the same level. And I proved a point that I was clearly better than Hans, at least in Blitz.
Well, one thing is clear. It just seems like Hans is or is being portrayed as this grumpy little kid that cannot leave the past behind himself. He did cheat in the past when he was a teenager, and since we don't really know how Magnus thinks Hans cheated, we can't really say if the way Hans reacts is fair or not. Let's say Hans did cheat in the 2022 Singfield Cup, but Chess.com and Magnus didn't have enough proof, then Hans literally is being treated fair by the media. But if he didn't cheat and just outplayed Magnus in the 2022 Singfield Cup, then Magnus and Chess.com could actually go and apologize for trying to ruin a young guy's life. This is truly a humbling day for me. I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity to play chess at the highest level and live out my dreams. A few years ago, my chess dreams were quickly dwindling, but thankfully they rose from the dead. This is only the beginning. We might just never know though. Maybe the upcoming Netflix show will give us some more information, but for now this is all we have. What do you guys think about this scandal? Let us know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe our channel if you liked the video. See you next week. Thank you very much.